then let me tell you about Legend Seeker and how you can support its development while getting some awesome perks. By subscribing to our Legendary tier on YouTube or becoming a paid member on our Discord or Patreon, you'll get early access to all Legend Seeker lore and mechanics. This means you'll be among the first to dive into the world of Legend Seeker and give direct feedback that will help shape the game. But that's not all. Supporters will also be the first to playtest the system and will get exclusive invites to private streams where we discuss the game in detail. Your input will play a huge role in making Legend Seeker the best that it can be. Now, for those of you who love watching our tabletop role-playing game shows, supporting Legend Seeker comes with some fun bonuses for the casts. Here's how it works. If you are a Copper or Common member on Discord or Patreon, you can give a $20 benefit to a player of your choice. Silver and Uncommon members can give 2 benefits to 2 players of your choice. If you go the YouTube route, you can give a $50 benefit to a player of your choice. And for the ultimate support, Gold and Mythic members on Discord and Patreon give a $20 benefit to 3 players of your choice. You can choose from all casts across Moonskull. Every bit of support goes directly towards making Legend Seeker a reality. It helps fund the art, writing, editing, and eventual publishing of the game. So, if you want to be a part of this journey and support our shows, join our Legendary tier on YouTube or become a member on Discord or Patreon. We couldn't do it without you, and we're excited to build Legend Seeker together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the game.
So, looky here. We got all the usual suspects. And me, too. So, welcome to Frost Written for Tuesday. And I'm Frost here, working on lore for Legend Seeker and drinking coffee. A good cup of coffee. A little bit of hot sauce in it. What could be better? I was just chatting with my friend who is stuck in the airport in Atlanta because they messed up her flight by booking her and her daughter both in the same seat. Luckily, the flight is delayed, so they have time to work it out. But airlines, they're the best. All right, so if you see, I'm moving stuff around, I'm moving around on the map here. I'm unhighlighting a few things because I'm putting more names in, and right now it's just getting a bit much with all the highlighted bits. So I'm trying to de-highlight them all a little bit, and I haven't found a way to select multiples. Let me try something this way once. Does that select both of them? No, it only selects one at a time. Yeah, they don't have a good way of selecting stuff in this program. There we go. And I'm just trying to get some of these down a little bit out of the stratosphere with their brightness so it can kind of unify them. But I am still working on different parts of the book here. I was doing some more dragon stuff. But I am now taking a break from some dragon stuff and working on some of the other groups of people. 765. Hey, Canman. Codename VJJ. He's got a code name? Wait a second. The only kind of people that I know that have code names are spies. I am very suspicious all of a sudden. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Get out of there. Boom. 5. Okay, there we go. In the expanse of the end, mother. Alright. Got a bunch of these done in here. I don't have all of them done though. That one just looks brighter because of its size. Alright, Solinor. 765. So is everybody who is a member over on Patreon and Discord, have you voted in the naming poll for the name of the world yet? And if so, do you have a name that you love the most? Or one that you hate the most? Don't worry, I won't be upset if it's the one that I came up with. Or a couple of, I don't remember how many I came up with. One? I think I have one in there. I think. But I don't remember. 5. Alright, we'll take the Umbral Sea down as well. Take down the Umbral Sea. The Agrium down as well. Have not voted yet. I can't decide. Mort World. That is not a choice, luckily. Ha. It's not quite a map-making episode, Dave. I am working on a couple of things on the map just for my own, I guess, sense of mental well-being. And then I'll be going back to writing. I just had to switch a few things around so I could see a little better. Boop. Alright, Cat Market, Lost Acadia. Label, don't want label out there, ants, just randomly out there. Alright, I think I've got most of them recolored so they blend in a little bit more. Alright, there we go. Mort World's a theme park. Woof. Love Erudi and hate all the rest. Right, Dave, right. You just voted to keep it off of Erudi. What's it at now? I have absolutely no idea where the tally is right now, actually. It's a good question. That is a fantastic question. All right, I can save this now. Port Castra. All right, so I am going back into the document here. Boom, document. And I am going to head back down to where I was at the end of the document because I made myself a note last time. So I need to stretch this out a little bit more. Made itself smaller again. Ah, this is right. Okay, I put the names of the dragons out here. Got it. And this is the Crystal Range, which we don't have in the map yet. It's the Moss. Hello, Mr. Moss. Wait, what is the stream called? Well, on Moonskull over on Kick, we don't have we don't change it through restream, so it's always Moonskull Horror, the Paranormal, blah 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 blah. All right, so I had been working on the dragons. I put the notable dragons. I put the dragon lore in there, and then I was going back up here because I was working on the Agrians. Boo. That was graceful. Wait, what was graceful? Wait a second. Oh no, Erudi, let us know. Okay, VJJ, I don't want to know. Don't want to know any of it. Me, I sent my phone to my TV. Oh no! He just went swish. And there you go. Hey, two other things, Erudi, that I was screwing around with on the side here while I was working on this is I'm in the factions and peoples. I'm going through right now. I'm going through the Agrians. I'm like, okay, here are the three groups of people that used to be on their island continent. They were fighting. They kind of became one people. When the God Killer War happened, they were at the forefront of the power to subsume, or not subsume, but kind of like assume control of all the lands and the godlands on the mainland, and they started a push to use their massive wealth along with the dwarves to like build everything up, and it's the story of their people becoming, the whole empire. And going into it, and I thought, oh, it'd be kind of fun to have the name of like who their first emperor was and things like that. And I thought, oh, but I wonder if I should go so far as to try and figure out, like in Freeland, what the name of the first king after the God Killer War was, and if he was related to somebody who was an important figure before they became a vassal state to the Agrium. And now that's why they really hate them, is because they did it for the greater good and still got kind of screwed over. I like making little bits of friction. So I'm thinking about doing a couple little, in addition to the food stuff I'm working on, I'm thinking of doing a couple little, maybe not family trees, but a little bit of an idea of like who some of the rulers were. We'll see. That might be going too in depth. We'll see. Ha! Meh, I have no ego. Massive X. Are we doing that thing? I thought we didn't do that trigger warning stuff. Right on target. Uh-huh. Nice, Chrysan. Nice. Nice. That's true. They can never erase you. Unless they erase you and keep Erudia, which would be a horrible, horrible thing. They'd have to go through the internet and find all kinds of stuff. As we know. His ego has been destroyed. Okay. By the way, there will likely not be a kitty cat on the lap because Calvino and Kibble were both in here aggressively snuggling me into submission while I tried to take a nap before this. And then Wolfie was in here, and now they're all outside probably hunting, I don't know, whatever happens to be out at this time of year. So unless they come back begging to come in, they will not be here. And where is my... Let's see, that would be up into their section. Silvermont, Gnomish Enclaves. That's the Dwarven Harbor. And okay, here we go. I'm gonna grab this. We're gonna take it all the way to the end. Past the dragons into here. to reconcile one thing, because I changed a set of the story elements from before the God Killer War with the Agrians and then after. And I don't think I fixed it in that section, because I'm just rereading what I wrote. I'm like, wait a second, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, there we go. Yep, being put in a kitty cat lockdown. Exactly. They surrounded me and smushed me, and Kibble laid right on my chest and just loafed and just stared at me and just fell asleep. Yeah, Chrysanthe sounds like she's got him shoveled. Smack. Wait. Did I spell that? I spelled that right. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Yes, I'm typing up storm here. Nowadays, most people in the island nation have mixed ancestry, not only amongst the original claimant tribes, but from the Empire's inhabitants during the God-Killer War. Alright, there we go. I don't even know what we're typing about currently. Oh, man. I'm writing about the history of the peoples of the island continent of Agrium. The once empire, now back to just being an island continent kingdom. Talking about the three factions of people that made up the people on the island, how they kind of relate, why they have a claim to being on the island. Let me check something here once, though. Okay. And we can take that out of there. I just had to take that for myself. You can't read the rights, the road your roots wrote. Oh, you can't read the words I wrote. Well, you can't read. I'm so sorry for you. It's a lovely skill. I love it. All right, so parts unknown, like by Xander to find the island continent of Agrium, settle the first city of Xander. They can rename too. Why was that name? I'm trying to remember. There's a name here. What was it called? It's the meaning of this in Latin again is, it's not helping. No, I don't need. Okay, there we go. Space that out properly. Move that there. Okay. Did I rename this town? I don't think I did. Nope, I took it back off. Okay. Put a comma in there and rename it sometime. So, Astalius is a fabled explorer who came from parts unknown, led by Daniel to find the island continent of Agrium, settled the first city there, Aquaisandrius. It was later renamed to just Xandrius, the older naming convention. Having fallen. Favor. After the Godkiller War. Alright, we're going to put that on here because this is where Xandria is. And it's not going to be quite that big of a dot. It's going to be a little smaller than Agrium. It's going to be a little bit smaller. Take this down a couple notches. Because while it is the capital and a very large city, oops, it doesn't need to be that big. Xander's got his city now. Typing words and simulating ideas with additional letters. Yes. The gate guy, yeah, it must be amazing. Words are all messed up. Don't know how to do it is. Well, I mean, it takes a certain eye exercise to do it. You have to rotate your head at about 33 1/3 degrees. And then you got to close your right eye about 12%. And then kind of cross your eyes slightly. And then just start focusing. You can do it. Just really focus. You have to have your head almost exactly 1.5 feet away from the screen, too. If you don't do it just right, it's just going to look like gibberish. It's like one of those 3D puzzles. If you don't have a headache after a paragraph, then you're not doing it right. Got your hands on the diploma, putting your name on it. Guaranteed authenticity gets you knives. Huh, weird. If you only could read, you can read it now. Now you have all the secrets. It's 2 penguins. That's all it is. It's just a picture of 2 penguins. You will not find this site hard to believe. Those 3D posters, I see nothing in them. I've never seen anything in them. Even when I could see out of both of my eyes, nothing. Ever. So, proof you're a good student. Good job. You're the best feline named JJ ever. I just realized I need to hit a button here. Oops, I didn't want to do that. I did not want to open up a new document. I wanted to open the navigation pane. Let's get back up here. We're going back to Agrium up here. We have to look at something quickly. Okay, it is, yep, there we go. Should be here. Yep. switch over to. Thanks, cats. Good job. Not sure what they just knocked off. Oh, I bet they knocked the timer off of the stove again. For whatever reason, they love that little thing, and they knock it onto the floor every couple days. They'll just get up on the back of the stove, and they'll be like, oh. Luckily for me, they leave it in the kitchen. They don't chase it around the house. That should be a semicolon. Go on to the traditional. Okay. Say one might even say they're obsessed with it. So it says Agrians are fascinated, beholden to the law. One might even are fascinated by it. Alright. Fascinated, beholden to the law. One might even say they're fascinated by it. It's a great honor to study at the lexicon, and becoming one who metes out justice or interprets law seen as a great honor. Why do I feel like every day you wake up thinking, what will the cats have knocked on the floor today? Well, you're not wrong. When I came up this afternoon from my little nap on the couch. I stretched, got up, shook the cats off me, and went upstairs. And Pumpkin's sitting there on the counter. I'm like, Pumpkin, you're not supposed to be on the counter. He's just like looking at me. I'm like, what is in your mouth? He had half a chopstick in his mouth. The big end. The small end was chewed off. I'm like, he's just sitting there with it in his mouth like this, like looking at me. I'm like, what? Where did you get a chopstick? And I found out what they did is in my kitchen there's a set of drawers in between some other cabinets, and the very bottom one is a big deep drawer. Then in there I have like old takeout menus and papers and recipe books and stuff, but if I've had like chopsticks or things like that, I throw them in there, like silverware packets and chopsticks. Occasionally when I close the door, the edge of one of these little things is sticking out of the door, and they will go until they get something out of the drawer. And he got a hold of one of those paper packets that had the chopsticks in it, and he pulled them apart and had fun with them. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, it's fun. One other thing that I do give to the cats after I've used them is toothbrush. Like, I'll use toothbrush for, I don't know, a few weeks, and then I'll get a different one. I don't want them to get all bent out of shape and whatever, so I'll just take the toothbrush after I'm done with it, and I'll boil it, just to make sure there's nothing gross on it. And when it's all cleaned off, I will take it out, and I will hand it to one of the cats. And almost invariably, one of the boy cats will eventually grab it and be like, mine, and just run around with it, and it's the best toy for them. They just love, like, they scrub their head on it. They have so much fun with them. And then when they start ripping it apart, I just take it and toss it in the garbage. 11 likes! Hello, Scott. All right, we're talking about their traditions and being fascinated by law. What are the other things? I'm saying the Agrians generally know their history and view themselves as the savior of most of mankind, their empire having unified and fortified the Godlands against Grix. Not all of their former vassal states share this view. Scott, member for 2 months. Really appreciate what you're doing. I'm learning as we go. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for being here and being a mod and being positive. I love the positivity. Oh, that's why that's complaining. Because I accidentally put a period in there. Oops, and I typed that word wrong. Not all their former vassal states share this view, however. effectively work to counter the simple narrative. Being positive is easy here. Great people here. We do have great people here. You are not wrong. Saviors? Yeah, they can be kind of jerks. They're a mix of the idea of a Roman Empire, but also a British Empire, where they were on their island made up of some people, incredibly powerful, incredibly rich island, ruled over the oceans and stuff. God-Killer War was coming, and they saw bad things happening, so they, under the purvey of, the gods basically said to them, you should do something. You have the ability to do something. And they motivated them to set out, and they made treaties with not all, but a bunch of the other groups of people in the Godlands, and they got them all to become basically vassal states to them and join their empire. For basically uniform protection. They would become, the same army, and they would work together against Grix's armies. And it worked out quite well, because they built forts, they built fortifications, they brought their knowledge of their naval battles and all of their ability to build beautiful fortifications and everything to all these people across all the Godlands, unified them, used all their men, created armies, fought off the enemies throughout the war, and they kept getting beaten down more and more and more by Grix and their treasurers, and their men were dying, and finally near the end of the God-Killer War they started pulling back until they gave back power to all their vassal states near the end, which pretty much felt like to the vassal states like they're going, bye, you got this, we're going back to our island. But from the Agrians' perspective is like, we need to protect ourselves too, otherwise there'll be none of us left. So they still prevailed in the war, but it didn't work out in anyone's favor in that respect. So the Freilanders, however you want to pronounce their country, they really have a grudge against them, because they were the largest group that was on the main part of the island and the greatest warriors, and they were left kind of holding the bag near the end. They have VJJ. All right. Oops. There we go. Let's see. Xander is at the heart of many of their cultural... I spell beliefs with a B, not a V. Beliefs. It's not right. Not right. All right, got some good traditions there. Right now I have them kind of like, you know how nowadays people dislike one another because, a lot of time has passed since the grievances happened? Similar to that, there are certain people who absolutely hate them that much because there's always groups of them everywhere that will. For the most part, it's like, yeah, we really don't like you guys. Remember? You guys, oof, you did all that stuff? Not a fan. And we don't have modern day conveniences of like information sharing and stuff back and forth. So they're working with dated information. Like in the first part of the second part, you guys will get to that. There's a little a little bit of that showing in the second parts of the Nuggets of Nya that will show between some certain people in a place and the main female character in the party named Mai. Why is this complaining? Oh, it wanted the dash in there. Okay. Okay, do I want to add something else? What are other things that, when you're reading about like a people or a faction, like if you're like, hey, I wanted to play one of these people, what other kind of things would you like to know as a player? Or maybe even as a DM? Because I have roughly how they came to it, you know, their basic fable of like, hey, our person founded this on the island. Well, we were part of that too. Well, we came late, but we're your brothers, and we blah, blah, blah. How they got there, how they got in the island, how they spread out, how they pulled back. Then I put in a little bit about their first leader. I put stuff in about their dress, some of their traditions about law, and their history, and how they honor the gods generally, but Xander is pretty much their most important god. Great accomplishments, yeah? I've talked about the lexicon. So one of their greatest accomplishments is the lexicon, which is a library, a learning, like a college basically, but also a temple to Xander, the god of justice and light. It is all of these, and it hosts his paladin order, but it is a repository of law from all the godlands. Everywhere around, anytime they find a place that's like, here's a document on law that was over in the Azure Kingdom or from Lost Acadia, well, they'll bring it there, they'll make a copy, and then people will start studying it, like, ooh, why did they think this law was just? Why do they think this is? And they'll debate law and laws and laws, and it's all about law. That is one of their greatest accomplishments. They have their building practices and such because of Vulcan and the gods blessing them with materials and whatnot was astounding. They've fallen quite away from that, like kind of like the Romans. So there are remnants of their mile forts and things, which I've gone into detail about along the roads and along the borders that the people here use still. But most of the people on the Godlands don't have any clue how to fix them properly. They're like, well, we'll just put it together with stone. They're like, why don't our stone stay? Why is it falling apart? And they built great roads and all those things. So those are all important things. I don't know what I don't know because you've not released your How to Be a DM book, Frost, especially not in an audiobook. Well, when I get some more free time, I'm going to be working on the How to DM, the storytelling book a little bit more. Cultural drivers. Well, obviously, they would love to be the most loved kids on the block again. Let's see. What would be some things that would really, in those respects, I'm gonna mention this. How would I head? Do I want to put this down as a heading though? That's under traditions. That's under dress. I'm gonna mention something about the military here really quickly. Let's say martial readiness. goes my stomach. If you hear that. Core beliefs. That doesn't like that sentence. Armies and what did I say? Armies, navies. Oh, okay. It just didn't like the comma in there. That's weird. Oh, because I had 2 commas. That's not helpful. Roar goes my stomach. I could tell I had some, I drank a little, I had bone broth earlier, but I also had apple cider vinegar in some tea. And that tends to make my stomach go roar for a while, which is probably good. Under traditions, where would I put that? Well, oh, there we go. We'll put it. We will put it under there. All right, there we go. Apple cider vinegar will do that. It's so good for you. It's so good for you, though. As long as you don't drink too much of it. Okay. Fame for their ability to bring distinct viewpoints together in pursuit of a common goal. That is one of their core beliefs right there. And their core abilities, kind of a defining thing, is the ability of Agrians to settle disputes. Bring people together for a common goal. And that comes back to they're kind of like penchant, their embrace at a cultural level of law. Not everybody, I mean, you'll find thieves as well, but yeah. It does definitely help, and comments after the fact too really help as well. And if you haven't, if you didn't see Erudi's announcement in Discord, it'd be really cool for you guys to help us with the watch hours. Watch some of the back episodes. I'm still. Oh, look at that! I'm still watching all the streams. I have a lot of streams running all the time because I like to do that. Gallon of vinegar a day keeps the doctor away. I think I'll stick with an apple. Oh no, I put like a capful or 2 capfuls in my tea. That's all you need. Excellent, Scott. Excellent, excellent. Let's see here. What was I doing? Oh, yeah. I was looking over what I'd written at the beginning here. All right. That clan. Excuse me. Silks from Kiru, the fine linens from the Azure Kingdom. I gotta rename that to the Azure Kingdom. Alright. I'm trying to give my knee a little bend today, and woohoo, it's not having it. It's not happy. Eventually it's gonna work. Justice earned. Do they not understand that word? Double check that you're using the best words. Yeah, I'm using the best words. I only use the best words. Stupid word. Force to be reckoned with. Pirates give Agrian flotillas a wide berth. And the roads of Agrium are generally safe for travel, except in the most remote areas. Had some things in your life change? Mom and dad stuff, they're getting older now, starting to have trouble. Yeah, it can be tough. It can be tough. Before my mom died, she was starting to have trouble doing things, and she specifically was working with us, and she had a health advocate person from the, I don't know, the government, the state, the people she used to work with. I don't remember who it was. Trying to find a good place for her, like a assisted living nursing home, and she was getting it all ready because she's like, I don't want to cause trouble for people, and also just want something to be, comfortable. She's like, because I'm starting to have trouble doing stuff myself, and that's what she decided she was going to do. My parents got divorced when I was 5, so, and her previous husband, my stepfather, her second husband, died years ago. My dad is still alive with, his wife, and he's got cancer and stuff like that too, so it's not fun. But my dad being my dad, the doctors, when they told him, yes, you have it's not pancreatic, I want to say it's prostate cancer, but they said the type that you have, you will die with cancer. You will not die of cancer. They're like, so don't worry about that. But it does put pressure on his blood flow in his body, so he was having COPD kind of heart stuff. So he doesn't get to be as active as he was. So he's just super active, not super duper active, being, an 84-year-old guy now. He has people help him feed the farm animals with the tractors and stuff every day. Dork. Yeah, slow growth type. Yeah, he's really good at explaining it. Not at all. I'll text him and he will get back to me in about a week sometimes. If I call him, I might get a call back in a couple days. You don't listen to elders? Think I'm going to listen to you about drinking spoiled apple juice? Yeah, do it. Do it. Do it. The JJ, go look up a Korean vinegar drink. The restaurant near me that's run by a Korean couple, where I go to get bibimbap and stuff like that. So good. They used to, but they don't sell them anymore. They used to sell the Korean vinegar drinks, but not enough people would buy them. Even their Korean customers wouldn't buy them. I would get them every time I go in there. Not everybody would buy them, so they couldn't sell them well enough, so they stopped carrying them. I was sad. Dad had slow growth cancer in the brain. He's had 4 surgeries in the last year. Mom had a stroke, so things are happening fast now. Oof. I'm sorry, Scott. That is tough. That was my friend who was back in the state here visiting her mom. I didn't get to run into her because I screwed up my knee, and she was too busy. Was hanging out with her mom, who's having some issues. Her spine has little cracks and stuff in it. They kept having to do surgeries. So, not good. But she's such a positive person. Every time she comes and visits her mom goes from, I'm not sure, I'm kind of done, to, I am so excited for the future. I can't wait to do this and that and everything. And so she comes and visit her, and it's like a big beam of sunlight just cuts all the clouds and goes, brrr. So, she's good at that. Just one of those pranks like the 1992 space movie? No, go look up Korean vinegar drinks. You can do it. Just type in, with your cat paw, Korean vinegar drinks. You can do it. So, wait, where's my... There we go. I'm looking, I have a... it's going to sound weird. I found a thing called EUpedia. It is about Europe, about kings of France, and all these places and stuff. But this is all the names of Roman colonies and Roman cities before they got, anglicized or Swissicized or Frankified or Germanified or whatever they did to them. All their traditional names before they became whatever they became later. Yeah, part of life that's not easy to deal with. Yes, oh, definitely. I have a huge family. So my mom had 11 brothers and sisters, 10 brothers and sisters, 11. I don't remember. And 1, 2, 3, 4 of them have died now, and a couple of not siblings, but their spouses, and great aunts, great uncles, grandfathers, great grandfathers are all gone now, and there were a lot of them because some of them were married more than once too. So, and they had a big family in that generation beforehand too. So I've been to a lot of funerals. And as a young, tall guy, I have been a pallbearer many times in funerals. So carrying your relatives to their graves is a very sobering thing to do as a young man. But then, lately, everyone who has died has decided to be cremated. So, less of that. Let you or won't let you log on to a different account? I don't know. That's a good question. Your paws are tired. My paws are tired. All right, so I got Agrium. I got the basics of Agrians here. I think I'm going to put... I'm going to put in a thing called points of contention just for myself. I think I might actually rename this, but we'll have it in here. attribute jealousy. Let's see. Agrians do not fully reciprocate the animosity displayed by Freilanders towards them. They do not fully understand the Freilander way of thinking and attribute it to jealousy. Just threatened my parents they can't die for a minimum of 15 years. I'll have them freeze-dried and made into statues. They don't want to be statues. Yeah, I don't know. Do you have the cash for doing that? You would if they die. Oh. Yeah, Scott. See that exactly right there. That's what at some points that's what you go through. You're like, oh my gosh. Yeah, I have absolute. My parents were let's just say they were not good with money. So there's no inheritance anywhere. It was basically, I assumed it was just bills coming. I was super surprised when my mom died and my brother went through all the paperwork and did everything, that after all of the bills and everything were taken care of, that there was money to take care of the funeral in her life insurance, and there was money left over. And so at Christmas, after she died, it was like, was it last Christmas? 2 Christmases ago. Now I'm trying to remember. I think it was last Christmas. I think it was last Christmas. He handed each an envelope with some money in it. It wasn't very much. It wasn't much. And I took it and I just put it away because I was like, well, I don't need the money right now, so I just put it away. But I was like, wow, I'm actually kind of surprised. I was going to give it to one of my other brothers because, you know, a couple of them are not good at managing money. But after talking with one of my other brothers, we're like, probably not the most wise investment to just hand them the cash because they'll just spend it on like a PlayStation 5 or something. So I just put it away. In Germany, there's usually nothing in those cases. Yeah, there's it really depends because some places there are tons of what do you call it, inheritance tax and all this crazy stuff. And my brother was telling me that when my dad dies, he wants to leave the farm to my oldest brother's sons, who are pretty much the only boys of the group that had been born in that generation. They're not responsible kids. They're not the best kids. They're not, you know, the smartest kids in the world. But they're nice, and they love their grandpa, and they go see him. And they behave well when they're out there, even though they were hellions when they were younger. And I can see why he wants to leave it to him. And my other brothers was like, I can't believe that. It's like, what would we do with it? Like, I don't need it. If it's going to help them, great. Why not? I don't care. It's not like it's going to suddenly like become like $20 bazillion estate somewhere. It's like, and if it does, great for them. I don't know. Maybe they'll turn it into something amazing. I don't know. I guess I'm just not a greedy enough person or something. It has rich farmland. Oh, okay. Well, hopefully anybody in your family that you're dealing with, Scott, is like, you know, they're reasonable people. That would be good. It's funny. I was talking with somebody that I know. He's like, yeah, I helped my family out. I bought them, you know, something, and it was like a couple $100 or whatever. I was like, yeah, I know. I did some stuff here and there in the past, and other people were confused why I did it. But like for one of my brothers, when he was going to get married, he was so broke, but he wanted to do things right, and I was his best man. I bought her wedding ring for him so he could give her a good wedding ring. He had bought the engagement ring. It was nothing, you know, huge, but it was nice. I bought the wedding ring, and I said, here's my wedding gift to you. I don't know if he ever, hopefully he never told her. But after they got divorced, one of my friends was like, wait, you didn't get the money back? Like, why would I get the money back? I gave it to him as a gift. If anything, he should get the money back if she gave him back the ring. But she probably kept it and sold it. I don't know. People, what are you going to do? Humans, what are you going to do with them? All right, so I wanted to add one more thing to the Agrians here. But because I've covered a lot of the things you guys have been talking about in chat, different things. And this has got me thinking of a cultural, like, way of thinking about stuff, if this is important. But I don't, because it's very topical to what we're talking about. I'm trying to think if I want to talk about, like, inheritance and laws and things. I think that could be something DMs could just come up with. I'm trying to think of things that are topical, that would come up either in character interactions with one another, like, hey, you're an Agrian, I'm a Freilander. Here we got this point of contention because of the war, but we've worked it out. We figured it out, and we're kind of like, you know, doing the, you know, guys grabbing each other's hands like, yeah, we're totally together now. And they work past it, or they could leave it as a point of contention. Because putting some of this stuff in here, it's good, it's flavor, it gives you an idea of things in the world. You could use it for an adventure. But I'm just trying to think of things that could come up with this. So I think I'm going to put, I want to put it down to their magic. Because one of the things that Erudi has in this world is the mana stream. And it's dangerous. And some cultures, I think, might not really like people screwing around with that. Capitalize that. So what I'm saying is, Agrians as a rule have no reluctance to practice magic or any ill feelings towards those who do. There are even a few magic-centered academic schools on the island. They are wary of overuse, but like many pursuits. I guess that doesn't make sense. Like many pursuits in their society, they have rules and laws in place that govern their behaviors. Because they love laws, so they don't have any problem with it. And it's probably something that if you meet an Agrian magician, or an Agrian witch, or an Agrian whatever, as opposed to someone from, say, Kiru, where all the barbarians are, they'd be like, you guys do what? Oh, we limit ourselves to this. Why? Because it's crazy. Yeah, I'm going very, very generic. I don't want to go, because going exactly, Erudi, going specific leads down to like people saying, well, this is what the book says. And I'm trying to go general, like the Agrians like laws and rules, so stands to, you know, a reason that they would have rules for governing these things, and leave it at that and let the people figure it out. And the people being the keepers and the players in their own version of the place. Yeah, there you go. Yep. And Chrysanthia. All right, let's see. Chrysanthia. They're ruled by one law. The rule of the shovel. If you can take a hit, you can do the bit. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. They have but one rule. Thou shalt not suffer a punster to live. Don't you dare, wizard. Nice. I'll praise an idol if I have plans to make it happen. Wait a second. Your family has their assets in an irrevocable trust, so inheritance tax will really apply. Yeah, so that's one of my friends. Her grandparents knew that my friend's parents were not good with money, and so they left all their money in a huge trust to the girls. But they had a lawyer in the mom, because the mom was made the trustee of it, and she would get the interest every year. So the trust would sit there, she would get the interest every year, which was nice, but not great, because that meant the trust would never grow for the girls. So, but the lawyer convinced the people running the trust, who knew these other people, that they could take money out to work on the house, improve the infrastructure for this, or do this, and put money and all this stuff. And when they sold the house and stuff, the money didn't go back in the trust. It went in the pockets of other people. So they're doing a really good job of draining that trust down to nothing. Because people are, laws. Gotta love laws. Hello, Cajun Corey. Can't expect a gift given back later. Yeah, I'm like... do. Oh my gosh, I can type. You didn't see anything. You saw nothing, people. You saw nothing. And you literally saw nothing because you can't read it. Ha! Why is my I don't like it when my cursor changes to a... Oh, that was weird. It changed to a an hourglass and wouldn't stop. Like, oh no, is it crashing? All right, so that is a good enough take on all the stuff in Agrium. But at first blush, it's a first bit. Right. And we got a little bit more down here in that section. Added stuff to the map. Got the dragons in here. All right. Eventually, I'm gonna make sure these are all in order. Okay, that's that guy. All right, move this one over here. Open up my page here so I have a reference point again. Influence and desire. Yeah. Oh, getting the call. Hopefully that's my friend telling me she either got on her plane or she's back home. Okay. Wow, they're finally boarding. That was quite a delay. That was like an extra 2-hour delay on their flight. Ooh. Not fun, not fun. Da, 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 da. Okay, martial readiness. View on magic. Alright, so we are going to... What did I put this in at? 4. Okay, that's a 4. Yeah, and we'll let other people. Obviously, they'll be formatting by whoever gets the wonderful job of formatting this. Right. What is put it in Agrium. All right. All right, we're going to go into Fryland now. What would be the word for this? Check one more note up here. 14 likes. Okay, we're gonna back up to this, and I'm going to reframe this section here. How would I word that? How would I word that? You saw it? Blah, 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 dee, blah. Yeah, Chris, I had 2 hours just sitting in the airport. Always fun, and it wasn't even a planned 2 hours since they delayed everything. It wasn't even a normal layover. It was supposed to be, I think, like a 25-minute layover while you got to the next gate. Is that how would I do? Let's see, how would I say this? Arguably the most powerful nation on the mainland, the Frylanders have been tested by war, strife, and cataclysm more than most. Ascending in power, they are seen as a stabilizing force in the Godlands. Their treaties with the Elves of Solinor and the Dwarves of Silvermont, solidifying their power base. There you go. Where would that be, though? I'm trying to remember. I'm talking to myself here because I'm trying to find. Thanks, guys. Whatever you're doing up there. Making cat noises, keeping me on my toes. Good job. Theory of people who we call NPC are afflicted with a disease caused by deficiency in wonder and curiosity. Well... Kill your targets. Wait a second. That reminds me. We used to play games at work. We did this in college too. I'm guessing that none of this is allowed anymore, where we'd play tag, where you had to assassinate your target. And you had to have them alone. Nobody could see it. You had to do something. You could set up little traps and stuff. But usually it was with a spoon. Because in college, it was a little Nerf, or not Nerf, but one of those dart guns with the little sticky thing on it, or a disc gun, and you had to hit them with it. There was some honor involved. But that got banned at the campus because, you know, running around with even a plastic yellow gun was not a good idea. And at work, it got banned because one of the people doing it decided to try and climb into the ceiling tiles and wait for somebody and get them. You can guess how well that went for them when they broke part of the ceiling tiles and fell onto a desk. They didn't really get hurt too bad, but they broke some stuff. So, yeah. Kitties that can cook, like cats can drive cars. Well... Oh, man. They did find catnip the other day because I was not thinking. All right, let me add this guy's name here. Because I put out a new cat scratchy post thing, and the cardboard thing comes in with it. Sometimes they put a little tiny plastic bag of catnip that you sprinkle into the cardboard for them. And I didn't realize it was stuck on back with static electricity. And they dug the thing out because they could smell it back there, and they got it. And I see two of the cats sitting there, like, staring at me. I was like, oh, there's catnip all over the floor. Great. And they're just, like, rolling around it like, hey, look what we found. Like, you dorks. Yeah, exactly. But here's the thing. Most of the cats, when they get on catnip, they're just like, hey, I'm on catnip. I only had one cat who went just berserk when she had catnip, and she is now owned by someone else. Not because of that, but because she loved that cat. She would just be like, it's time to run up the walls. And she would run up the walls. Okay. I had this guy's name, but I'm trying to... I can't find my name for him. The guy who the city is named after. Varg is the great city and fortress on a hill named after... did I use the word great? I don't want to say great again. Oh, I got 24 minutes left. I was like, wait a second, I better check the time here. Ceiling tiles can only hold a quarter pound each. Yeah, those things, yeah. Yeah. Your cats ignore catnip, Tuesnose? Wow, yeah, some of my cats just get a little crazy. I've heard of making the catnip tea, and I made it once, and the cats were like, what the heck's this? One of them was like, eh. So, I don't know. Ew, no. I love my cats. Them who run up and down the long hallway just to make a small dog bark at them. Hey, well, you know, cats are like that sometimes. Woohoo! All 4 cats. Go, cats, go. But we're also 4 dogs, too, because dogs are fun. Dogs are fun. I mean, when they're ripping your hand open, not so fun. Or ripping the flesh off your arm, not so fun. When they're playing and you're, you know, enjoying a day with them, then they're fun. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze, but only this right nostril. Excuse me. All right. No anti-cat warfare. No. Cats rule. The cats are winning, yeah. We do not claim party here. Yes, definitely vote. Hey, you guys want to see the thing I got for myself when I go out into public settings? To make people, what's the word? Less concerned that they have to ask me really weird questions. Yeah. All right, I got this to try it out. Because I've had people say, "Woo, what happened to your eye?" I'm like, I'm blind in it. I got an eye patch. I could look like Odin. It doesn't work well, though. Here's why I'll probably never use it. It does not work well with my hair. Because I have to put it over my hair. And it looks really weird. But I kind of look like Odin. Let's see. This has got to go right over my... That's got to go right over that. This should be about right. There we go. There. But the problem is it pins my hair down and it looks stupid. Yar, I'm a pirate. But, huh? I can pull my hair out and cover it up, but I think it'd look funny. So there we go. I'm a pirate, yar. And now I'm not a pirate. wipe my glasses off because I smeared them. Yeah, I can't see out of this eye, but I still keep this lens clean. I suppose it's probably just habit, huh? All right. There we go. Shadow Warden needs to go to bed. Go to bed! Yeah, mostly I don't really care, but other people are like, "Ooh, what happened to your eye?" I'm like, do you want the quick story or the long story? I told one person I got into a bar fight, and they're like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "I'm kidding. It was not a bar fight." Staple the eye patch on. Well, they have other versions that are they hold on differently. The problem is, like I said, I have long hair, so it sits weirdly. So, oh well. All right, and so the horse veil is up here. I have to add, I think while I'm doing this, just so I have this available, because I want to do this. This is the hills. The hills are alive with the sound of monkeys or something. All right. And then I need to erase boop, 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 a few of these down here. I want to erase that one too. All right. And then I need to add a couple more hills in here, because this thing blocks the path into this veil here. And it's supposed to be the isolated veil there. And the hills and the mountains on the side. All right, that should work. That's because this fortress is their fallback for like the villages of Greenhaven, Göteborg, the other things. And this was there when they were forcing the orcs up and back into their homelands here. This was their big fortress because there's nothing really good out here. They have small hill forts and things out here, which I'll be putting on. But this is their fallback. If they got hit really hard, they'd fall back up to Dunberga. And they have a whole valley up here that's hidden behind everything that they can fall back into. Oh, you know what? I just realized I think that one needs to go away. There we go. And we'll put this guy. It matches up too well to that little hill there. A little too well. There we go. We'll put that guy right there. Boop. And our little pieces right there. There, it leads back into there. Echoed you with that song? Wait, what song? I missed something. Did I sing a song? Did I sing? I hope I didn't sing a song. If I did. Yeah, I've seen dark lenses like that too. I have to go to... There. I have to go to the doctor to get one of those. Need either a pirate hat to go with a sticky eye patch. It looks like it's bolted to your head. Oh dear. Defending a girl from a giant dog. Nice. All right, so this is Gut, the Spear of Berga. Who is this? This town is named after Gutta. The Spear of Berga, who killed his tyrannical warlord, and he's the guy who unified these the Freilanders under one banner before the before the God Killer War. So he is responsible for taking out the tyrannical bastard who was ruling things before. Doesn't really help. Interesting. I'm just looking up a word here really quick. That's interesting. Huh. Okay. Anyway, I go down rabbit holes with words and things occasionally. Sound of music. Oh, the sounds of music. Ah, got it. I did mention it, didn't I? You're right. Jules Verne is the right time for measure. Alright, so... Alright, I will be putting the little hill 40 things up here, and I should, in fact, let me add those little symbols while I'm doing this. And we will go to the town thingy, and we go to... Oh, actually, wait, why am I doing this? I can... Look, I'll put a dragon on the map. Boom, there's a dragon. Let's undo that. We are going to grab this guy. We're going to copy it, and we're going to paste it. And it's not going to paste. Why is it not going to paste? I copied it. Huh. It won't paste it. All right. I don't know why it won't find it and paste it, but it doesn't want to paste it. Okay, let's go back here and find it again. All right. I don't want the advanced stuff. I want the... Oh my gosh, which one was this? Custom colors, colored chips, colored town, compass roses, custom colored town, ink castles, line chips. There's so many little things in here. I don't remember which one they were. It's not the ruins. It's not cities. Was it actually not in symbols like that? Wait a second. It's not in my labels. It's not in my regions. It's not. It's got to be my symbols. It's not in my paths. But it's got to be in here. I want all. Let's see. Yeah, but which one was it? Castle? I'm trying to remember which one this was now. Their tools do leave something to be desired here. Let's go with village. This was town. This was city. Ah, it's city. Okay, that's the one I was using. All right, we'll put one of these here, but it's going to be the small ones because they're going to be the forts on the hills. Oh, and it put it behind the hill. Okay. Well, the other one's supposed to be up here, which is a slightly larger one. All right. Let's get this one and move it. Let's move it to the front. All right. This has to go down here. I may have to move the road. Actually, I'm going to move the whole... I'm going to move the hill over. We'll figure out where that hill is eventually. We'll figure out how it works. But these are the two forts that are up on the way guarding through this direction. So they can utilize and see everything. All right. So we got that figured out. That's where those guys go. Let me save both of these before I forget about... What am I doing for time? I got 10 minutes left. JJJ Jr. Doing data entry and the amount of times I've typed the word hump is unbelievable. I don't even want to know why you're typing that so many times, Feline. Fun to have a snakes in a can type of eye patch to prank people. Oh no! Oh no. So, Erudi, by the way, when we were talking about the crystal, because one of the dragons is listed, and I put this in the dragons stuff, the Sovereign of the Summit in the crystal range, do you have a specific place you were envisioning the crystal range? Do you care where it's at? Because I was going to be putting that over here, but I could be... I'm not sure if the crystal is supposed to be the deserty crystals, because then it would make more sense to be over here. Like all of these lands and this whole mountain line or mountain ridge here. because the rain wall is down here because that blocks the rain and makes it deserty and makes it lush over here. But there's also this way far off set of things that are way across the deserts of the Azure Kingdom in Lost Acadia. So if you have a thought, let me know. It will be dented. No, it'll be flat. Perfectly flat mountaintops. Because that's what we do. And the Rime Wall is here. These are the massive mountains. The Rime Wall is the ones that keep the expanse of the End Mother safe from the rest of the lands. Or the rest of the land safe from the expanse of the End Mother. Out where she's causing problems. Doing her thing. Ah, the End Mother. What a lovely, lovely creature. She plays her part. I think she's just misunderstood. I think she's going to be a lot of fun when people get to deal with her. Alright, so we're not worried about that. They've got their places. And now, what I wanted to look at here is because they have their fort, Dunhafen, which is the port down here. And they've got their places down here next to the freshwater, you know, the kind of inward port here. Because this is their really protected port, so it doesn't have a fort, it has a small village. This is a less protected port, and it guards this part of the waterway down by the Havenwood and Dunhafen. Okay. Because this is the east, the Eastlands. This is the Westlands, and then there's the Southlands. The Northlands don't quite exist because it's more rough terrain. But this is the Easton Dale, sorry. Okay. I'm just getting this straight in my head here so I can play around with it when I'm talking about all their little cultural bits and pieces. That's a lot of humps. 78 in one document, 2070 in the whole system. Wow. I don't even want to know what you're writing about or what data entry you're writing about. All right, let's go back to Agrium here. We've got the basics. Those are the people. All right, we're going to put dress and traditions in here. So dress, traditions, what did I do? Martial readiness, definitely. Readiness. All right, we're gonna get these set into the right heading styles. So I have them. Traditions, martial readiness, and then points of contention. Whoops. And magic. All right, we're going rough here, rough here. Boo, boo, boo. All right, we'll be covering all those in this section. A lot of dents to dodge. No, Chrysanthe has a shovel. She will outlive us all. She wins. She wins! Chrysanthe is beloved of all. Especially Erudi. What would he do without her? It's like everybody loves Raven. Everybody loves Chrysanthe. Even Vajayjay. All right. Right. Oh, by the way, Chrysanth, I was going to mention to you. You know, I hopped on at lunch to play some Path of Exile 2. I completely missed that, like 20 minutes after I started playing, Sebi sent me a message and say, "Hey, you want to play some Path of Exile 2?" After I was complaining that I didn't get invited to play Path of Exile, I'm like, "Hey, I was playing that game." And she invited me. I'm like, sorry, I kind of missed this. Oops. She is the bestest, Bap. We have a truce. Don't push it, wizard. What? What? All right. Well, I'm going to get ready to sign out here. I am... Whoops. Oh, I can type all the words. All right, there I typed the words. So, yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. This has been me doing lore writing, and I got like almost 2,000 words, more than 2,000 words put down, which is not bad given the fact that I was going off on tangents for all this stuff. And I've been doing all this because we're working on Legend Seeker. This is the lore of the Godlands and the world yet to be named by the poll. So vote in the poll on Patreon and Discord to name this world. And I've been working on that lore so we can have all kinds of fun stuff for the players and DM or keepers to, well, work with. Excuse me, I'm also hiccuping evidently. I don't know why. But I'm going to be doing this again on Thursday from 5 to 7. I may be trying to do one tomorrow. I forgot to get back to Erudi and tell him to give him a time to schedule it. But I might be doing one tomorrow, so I'm going to look at my schedule one more time. So there may be a surprise one of these tomorrow. And also, I am not in my private game tonight because one of my... the guy who's running it, one of my friends, he's traveling for work. So after this, I may go on and I may stream some games on my personal channels. We'll see. Anyway, I am going to get the heck out of here. So please make sure you like and leave a comment on either one or both of the streams. Doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's, you know, an actual comment. Don't just write comment. That doesn't help. But write something topical, something fun, something nice, something that won't get deleted. So, could be even about catnip. I don't know. Something like that. But yeah, I'm going to get the heck out of here. You can find me on all my Linktree stuff. So, find me. And I'm going to find the end button here. Let's see. The end button. Here we go. Here's an end button. Let me try hitting this once. Let's see what happens. I'll talk to you later.